Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
I saw a lot of stuff about Jarett Stidham being the guy. I seen it on ESPN. There's a lot of local guys doing it. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think the guy is the future?
I don't know. I really don't know. Just because we haven't seen a lot from him. I think, like you said, there's a lot out there talking about him being the guy, and maybe he is the guy. Just people talking about some of the training that he's been through, some of the quarterback gurus that he's worked with, and also people talk about his family's relationship with Belichick's relationship, and they're supposedly pretty close. And I think the only thing that might tell me he's the guy is the way the Patriots have approached the draft and the offseason. They didn't draft a player in the draft. They signed a couple undrafted quarterbacks, and that tells me either they didn't see anybody in the draft that they like, or they believe Stidham is the guy, and they don't want to challenge him with a new quarterback that's either gonna, throw him off or something like that. Also, Andy Dalton was a free agent, and they didn't pick him up. They didn't go after him.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone now.
He's out of there.
Yep.
Yeah,
he ain't coming here.
The Cowboys, which we'll touch up on a little bit later. That tells me that Belichick has some confidence in Stidham, and that they'll be able to, make him the next guy. Also, the other thing too, the Patriots signed Will Hastings. He's a slot receiver. He used to play with Stidham a couple of years ago. So that tells me that they're trying to give him weapons that he's familiar with. Even though I don't think the Patriots made a lot of move on offense, most of their moves were on defense. I feel as though they're gearing up for Stidham to be the guy. They also signed Brian Hoyer, whom I think we know he's not going to start. We know what Brian Hoyer is. He's been in the league way too long.
Do we know he's not going to start?
Excuse me?
Do we know he's not going to start?
Well, I'm speaking from my point of view. I just don't think he's that starting caliber quarterback that we need. So I don't think the Patriots are, even if the Patriots are making it seem like he's going to be competing with Jarett Stidham, I just don't think that's really what's going to happen. I think the way the Patriots are setting this up, they're setting it up for Stidham to be the guy for the foreseeable future.
Right. Okay, Barry, you got anything?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's really what it's starting to seem like with all the talk and the chatter that's gone on and transpired this week, that, from the Patriots' perspective and they're making it seem like they pretty much have all the confidence in the world in Jarett Stidham, and that they really strongly believe that he's most likely going to be the starting QB1 in week 1 of the 2020 season in September.
Yep.
I've been hearing that they even went as far as to say that they even like him more than Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's a very strong and bold statement, particularly since we all know how much the Patriots did like Jimmy Garoppolo, particularly Big Belichick. He was the biggest Jimmy G fan, and that was his guy. He was supposed to be the next quarterback to, be the successor of Tom Brady when, Brady was, supposedly, when they thought he was going to drop off and decline, and they were going to able to easily make that transition and already have the next guy in place. So, but unfortunately, that didn't happen as planned for them. So, there's certainly been, a lot of people that have come out and said that they, from the Patriots organization, that they believe he's, suited and, and ready to up for the challenge, and, and that the moment's not going to be too big for him. His former college coach has come out and said that he thinks that he's, best fit for this situation to be the quarterback. Even Dan McCourty came out on his podcast Double Coverage this past week and said that he thinks highly of Stidham and that he thinks that Stidham is ready to take that next step and be, the next guy and the next, franchise QB for the Pats. And they haven't been aggressive, as we know, in the QB market. Pretty much every quarterback that's been available to them, they haven't really budged and really made any sort of move in order to pursue any quarterbacks. And even as far as I have heard, also ignored calls from other quarterbacks' agents that tried to reach out to them.
I've seen that.
And they pretty much just disregarded those calls. Or if they did get back to the agents, they said, "Oh no, we're all set.
We got our guy
that we have at the quarterback position right now." So that pretty much says a lot and kind of goes to show that they really believe that Stidham is most likely going to to be the next starting quarterback. I mean, I'm sure they're not just gonna hand him the job. That's not who Bill Belichick is and how he runs his football team. He's always wants to make sure that the guys that he has on the 53-man roster, they earn their spot and that they're the best guys for for the team and for the position. So we'll see how that goes, as we head closer into the season and get closer to training camp and the preseason, because those will definitely be big factors and really be decided as far as whether Stidham's going to be the quarterback or whether it's going to be someone else. I agree with Vlad that I'm not buying this narrative that Brian Hoyer has a chance for the starting position and that he can compete with Stidham for the job. No, that's not why Brian Hoyer is here. We already know who Brian Hoyer is. He's not gonna be the starter, and I don't want to see him as the starting quarterback of the Patriots this season. He's here to pretty much be a backup and a mentor to Stidham and kind of help Jarett Stidham grow and get him ready for for the position of a starting quarterback in the NFL. So,
right.
I think that's what it is right now. I'm excited and looking forward to seeing how Jarett Stidham develops and how he grows and whether he can rise up to the challenge and actually prove to everybody that he can be that guy. Because we don't know anything yet. No one knows anything as far as whether he's ready or not. I'm sure even the Patriots don't fully know. They think they know, but they don't quite just know yet whether he's ready to step up to the plate and ready to be a starting quarterback in this league.
Yeah, so clearly Barry's been doing his homework and been thinking about this whole situation. I think we all are as Patriots fans because, hey man, the greatest quarterback of all time just up and left town. So, it's a different era. I think I've been a cautious advocator for Jarett Stidham on this show, on the Pro Fan Sports Podcast. I think I've been watching, we've all been watching the Patriots for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're a Patriots fan, you're watching the preseason games too. Because there's nothing more exciting around here than gearing up and seeing who's going to actually make the team. We take the sports very seriously around New England. And with that said, I think the Patriots don't actually play with people, right? They're not a team that's just gonna play with the narrative in the media, right? They like their guys and they go with their guys. They don't care, they'll spend a second round draft pick on people like Mohamed Sanu just because that's what they value him at. They don't care what it is. That's what they're gonna do, right? With that said, I think Jarett Stidham's definitely the guy. Like I said, I've been watching the preseasons for a long time, and I saw Garoppolo in the preseasons, and I didn't get that feeling in the preseason, in his first preseason anyway. I did not get that feeling this guy could be all right. You know what I'm saying? And to see him play, he was the best quarterback in the preseason last year, right? Hands down, Jarett Stidham was the best quarterback in the preseason last year.
Yeah, I would say
right?
so. I agree with that.
Just with everything, he was good. He was lights out. He wasn't using the whole playbook. But he could make all the throws. You could see that. He could make all the inside throws that the Patriots want him to make. He had a good arm. And he's more mobile than a lot of people think. So I've actually went back and did some research on Jarett Stidham this week just because, the draft. You don't draft any quarterbacks at all. You don't sign Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, which I don't think they should sign Cam Newton anyway, but you're not even like calling them, you're not even, thinking about it. Is that what you're trying to tell us? So I think that says a lot about Jarett Stidham and how he's been playing, and listening to his teammates, like Devin McCourty, what's his name, Ben Watson, who was on the team, just talk about the guy and, how he's a leader. Just going back and looking at his background, he's played in Texas, which is, a football mecca.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, football is a religion out there.
Right,
and he's been under the lights. And, it kind of like, it's not similar to Tom Brady, but there's like kind of like parallels if you really think about it. Everywhere he's gone, he's been kind of like either somebody took over or like they didn't think he was going to do this. But then when he got on, he went lights out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's also went through some adversity. Like, he's had some major surgeries. Injuries he's came back from. But from a lot of the stuff that I've seen, he hasn't really been given a chance to be the guy. Like, since his career started, after high school, college was up and down. He had that whole situation at Oregon with the whole sexual scandal and stuff, that hit, college football pretty hard. He transferred into Auburn. He had one good year, and the next year he had a lot of turnovers, a lot of people dropping a lot of passes, not helping him out. So he fell. One thing interesting that I learned, he was in Kyle Murray's class, like coming up, and he was ranked higher than Kyle Murray. And I think that says a lot about him.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's
he was
pretty
ranked
impressive.
Higher
than Kyle Murray.
And I saw comparisons between him and Justin Herbert, who went number 6, and he's like neck and neck with that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So I don't think Justin Herbert's somebody that you can throw in this year. I think he has to at least have a year on the bench. But Jarett Stidham's already done that.
Right. He had his year
with the best quarterback that's ever played the game. So the guy also had like a 4.0 in college. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about the information that, he's a pretty smart kid. The Patriots throw a lot of information at you all the time. And they expect you to know coverages. They expect you to know the defense. And you could see in the preseason last year, he was moving things around. I'm not saying he was perfect, and I'm not going to say, from the preseason games, I know this guy's going to play lights out. But from the preseason, I saw that the guy had real ability, right? And he's more mobile than a lot of people think. And I think he's going to actually be kind of like sneaky good next year when it comes down to it. Speaking about Brian Hoyer, who is the backup, I think we are definitely comfortable with him. When I say we, I mean the Patriots are definitely comfortable with him because it's his third stint here, right? And he's never been the starter here before. So, like, I don't think at this age they're going to just, like, let's just put Brian Hoyer in because it doesn't make any sense. You've already had the kid sit for a year, right? Mm-hmm. You want him to have as much as experience as possible. Put him in game 1. Let's just go. Let's see what we got. And the fact that they didn't sign Andy Dalton, who actually signed with the Cowboys for a $7 million deal, $3 million guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
You didn't sign him. You didn't even sniff him out. Nothing.
Right.
That should say a lot, And like I think we said this in a earlier episode where we were talking about like these guys are just not going to come out and big up anybody just willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying? Like Devin McCourty is not going to come out and just say stuff about people. Ben Watson's one of the smartest guys to play in the league, so he's not just going to say, the guy's a smart kid and he gets in the playbook and he can make adjustments and move people around and he has the confidence and all that stuff. So I'm actually excited to see him play, to see him get a shot. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, and I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to see the receivers that we have, and I thought he looked really good with the receivers that we do have coming back on the team, which is another thing. We didn't draft receivers at all. So I'm just excited to see Jarett Stidham, and I hope he just takes off running, man. We're on social media, profans_sports, on Gmail, Twitter, profans, Facebook, profans sports, Twitter, profans sports also. And if you want to email us, profansports1@gmail.com. Other than that, you can catch us every week on the airwaves, catch us up on the social media, get connected. Hopefully sports will be back on soon, man. Pro Fan Sports podcast where the fans of the pros go. Yo, fellas, have a good one, man. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. See you
I'm
next
good. See you guys. See you next week.
All right, brothers.